Happy National Foodie Day. We'll be right back. Well, hello. Cindy Lee here. A very special episode on Saturday. So, a little background on the podcast. I've been podcasting at Bucket List Coach Web Show since 2017. I actually started writing about food and travel because of Mr. Anthony Bourdain. You can see him right back there. We actually just celebrated Bourdain Day on Friday, and well, a couple of days ago, actually on the 25th. And so it's so super important to live that dash. So we have the day that we're born and the day that we pass away. What are you doing in between that time? And in 2023, I became the founder of National Bucket List Day, celebrate every April 24th. And of course, over the last 5 years, I've been an ambassador with National Day Calendar. So I like to celebrate every day. So today we're going to talk about how Mo celebrates every day, including National Foodie Day. How are you?
That's right.
So let's go into it. Let's talk a little bit about your podcast group.
Yeah, I'm the creator of the Podcasters on Facebook group that has about 85,000 members right now. It's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Started, gosh, 15, 17 years ago and had no following until the past couple of years, and all of a sudden, boom, went from maybe, 5,000 to 50,000 almost overnight.
Lord,
So it's
wow.
been great. It's been building just from people like yourself, joining the group and contributing and just having a good time. And that's what it's all about. Networking, tips, and just improving your podcasting game and get your word out there. And one thing I always teach, because I teach different classes, but the one thing I'd say is just hit record because you never know what you're going to record, and you can always just make magic.
Yeah, actually, about a couple of weeks ago, I looked at the very first video I did, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like monkey with the hands over the face. But
Yep.
that's what I tell a lot of my clients because I have a marketing company where I give them different tips. And as you know, you're a part of my podcast mastery in my upcoming book. And it's super important to don't worry about anything, but just practice. Because not your first
That's it.
video doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. It could be perfect. And I mean, it's okay if it's not perfect. That's just why you
It's
do
all
it
an
over and over
evolution.
again. Just like riding a bike when you're a kid, right? You just got to keep on practicing. So. And of course,
That's
it was super important to surround yourself with the right people in your life and, celebrate other people. And for me, there's no competition. I meet a lot of podcasters and also other travel agency owners that I connect with and that I collaborate with. So that's one of the things I talk about that's super important. Like you and I are doing, we're going to talk about a upcoming culinary on sea vacation coming up, next year, the year after. So we're going to be
Yep.
going into the details of that. And let's talk about the value of collabing because I've collabed with several of your members and it's been pretty lucrative.
Yeah, I mean, the value is, I mean, you never know who you're going to meet. You never gonna know who you're going to meet, and the more you collab with people, the more you're going to be able to reach other audiences maybe you might not usually hit. So that's the best thing, being able to get out there. And it's not a comfortable thing for some people. Some people just aren't comfortable collabing. They're stuck in their studio recording by themselves. But if you can, I definitely highly recommend collabing. And I have a lot of background in food, entertainment, luxury lifestyle, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And somebody may be in just music, which I've done music as well. But to cross over really broadens your horizons and your reach. So it's important. I highly, highly recommend collabing with whoever you can because maybe you'll collab with something bigger, maybe something smaller, but you'll be able to expand your reach, and that's a real important part in podcasting and just content creation in general.
Well, let's talk about what today is about National Foodie Day. How do you want to celebrate? Did you want to celebrate with your family, friends, with people in your brand, business partners? What do you got going on today?
Yes. Excuse me. I celebrate every day. Foodie Day is every day for me. I mean, Mo Train Eats started way back, gosh, years ago, and then I worked in mobile four-star restaurants. I worked in fine dining, and just then my pops was one of the most well-known people in the Philadelphia food industry.
Wow.
So I learned at a very young age, and every day is an opportunity to celebrate Foodie Day for me. So, but today, hey, why not? I don't know what I'm eating today, but it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and actually every day is taco day
There you
for
go.
sure. Yeah, and we'll be talking about that here in a couple months up in October. The first Tuesday now is National Taco Day. So what are some of your favorite dishes that you want to try today, or maybe promote a
Jeez,
local restaurant?
I mean, it's tough. I'm in Southwest Florida. I'm from the Philadelphia area where the food was absolutely
Mhm.
fantastic. It's a little tougher to
Oh
find
yeah.
down here, honestly speaking. I'm not really connected with too many local restaurants, but I don't know what I'm getting today. Maybe I'll get a cheesesteak, which, oh, man, outside of Philly is kind of tough, but Chinese or some Asian food is always my go-to. So maybe I'll do a little bit of maybe some Japanese this evening. Get some great sushi, some rolls, maybe some a little spicy. But like I said, every day is an opportunity to celebrate Foodie Day, especially when you love foodie. If you look at my phone, I probably have 20,000 photos of
Oh
of picture of food on my phone. Seriously, videos, photos, whatever. You never know when you're going to use it. If you're a content creator, you never know when you're going to use that kind of content. So I shoot everything.
yeah. And when we first met, I told you that one of my best experiences of my entire time that I've been doing this whole foodie travel, all this thing, is when I went to Philadelphia last year.
Mm.
And people laugh at me. Well, you've been to Mexico, haven't you can you think of these places in Mexico or in different cities? And I want to say Philadelphia was the best because of the history. And
Yeah.
John's roasted pork literally is the best Philly sandwich I've ever had. And we have those other two
Really
competitors in town, but it's actually
nice.
absolutely amazing. It's James Beard Foundation, and of course, the Rocky Steps there in Philadelphia was absolutely phenomenal. It was
Yeah, the
pretty
food
cool.
scene in Philadelphia is absolutely fantastic. You can go anywhere. Obviously, people go for the cheesesteaks. Pat's and Geno's is not the center of the cheesesteak world, especially to Philadelphians right now. Geez, Angelo's. I'll give shout out to Angelo's. Angelo's
Mhm.
fantastic in Philly. If you haven't been there, go there. Curly's. I haven't been there, but everyone's raving about that.
Is
And
that Philadelphia
Skinny.
or in Florida?
This is all Philly. This is all
Oh,
Philadelphia.
okay. Wow. Okay.
And then Skinny Joey's in
Ooh.
Philadelphia is Joey Merlino's, which an old mob boss came out with some steaks. Apparently, they're great too. So shout out to all three. I know they're putting out fantastic steaks. If you're not from the Philly area, do not call it a Philly, please. It's not a Philly. That's like a cardinal sin. I'll know if I'm talking to somebody, I'll have a Philly. A Philly what? So yeah. So just a heads up to everybody outside of Philly, it's
Yeah.
not it's not called a Philly. Down here in Florida, they say it all the time. Like I just cringe all the time. But yeah, people from Philly are very particular about their cheesesteaks, and for good reason. It's a namesake for the town. So
Yeah. Wow. How about Vegas?
Vegas,
Do you have any faves there?
Vegas is overrated to me. Vegas is
Yeah, it's
extremely
culinary
overrated to
mecca
me.
times
So
two over there now.
yeah, I mean, hey, they've got a hell of a lot of restaurants. They've got so much money going through there, which yeah, it's another culinary mecca. But I just, I'm being from near Atlantic City.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's on a bigger scale, but when I went there for a music festival. I was covering a music festival, and it was cool. I had a great time with my friends, but I don't think I'd go back, even with the good food. I'd go somewhere else.
Well, I was just there for National Bucket List Day, and I lived there for 14 years, and it's a great city to visit. But I definitely one place I really want to hit, dude, is Boston, because Anthony Bourdain spent a lot of time there, and Chicago. Our
Yeah,
National Bucket List Day 2027, we're going to be in Chicago, so it's going to be
nice,
pretty epic. Yeah, yeah.
very cool. A lot of good food there. A lot of
Yeah,
good
so
food.
let
Yeah,
me see who I could promote. So we have a teriyaki place, Yama's Teriyaki on Beach Boulevard here in Huntington Beach. Masala Waves, which is an amazing Nepal restaurant. Actually, in 2029 for National Bucket List Day, we're going to be going to Nepal. And several different pizza places. I just want to do a shout out to Johnny's because every year we go to Johnny's Pizzeria right on Beach Boulevard for National Dive Bar Day. It's really, really amazing. And it has Johnny Cash stuff in there. He supports the veterans as well. And so if anybody goes to my podcast at bucketlistcoachblog.com, you'll actually see all these other recommendations for today. So I didn't want to do a short podcast today because I know it's, Saturday family day. So
It's all good.
any shout outs, any podcasters you'd like to shout out to, or family members, business partners?
I'll tell you, big shout out to everybody in the podcast group. Like seriously, uh, I get so many messages from people saying, "Thank you for starting the group. Thank you for connecting people, but thank you for being part of it." Seriously, it wouldn't exist without everybody that's in the group. And is there anybody specific? Not necessarily. Everyone from big podcasts, a smaller podcasts, people just getting started, it takes everybody. Now, I just want to say, for those who message me all the time, they message with a bit of hesitation. They're like, Mo, I just joined a group. I still haven't started my podcast, but I'm scared. I'm going to tell you, you got to just hit record. I say it all the time in the classes I teach. You just got to hit record, because if you don't get started, you're never going to get started, right? And you'll figure out that your content in the beginning, compared to a month from now, compared to a year from now, is going to be so different. You're going to be able to tailor it to really mold your craft and develop your craft. And that's
Mhm.
one thing that you got to do. So shout outs to everybody, all the content creators out there, because it's not easy. The cool thing about podcasts, you can do a video podcast, you can do an audio podcast, you can do both.
Yeah.
Some people say, Mo, I've got a face for radio. And that makes me laugh. I said, who
Yeah.
cares, man? Who
My mentors.
cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who cares? You can get a video or just do audio, because you got to think. For my day job, I drive an hour to work. I listen to podcasts on the way to work. Think of how many people are on the road. There are gatekeepers out there that say, no, no, don't do that or don't do this. You know what? Screw them all. Do what you want and really get out there and try it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. The hardest things to get started. And a lot of people, I just taught this on the class I just taught this past week. A lot of people get burnout. Now you
Hmm.
got to make it sustainable though. You got to make it sustainable to really carry through. You can't get out there and record 50 podcasts in the first month and then you're done. Sure, you can spread it out and you can batch record if you want, but make it sustainable. Make it in a fashion that you can keep recording and recording and recording. So for those who have asked, I gotta mention this. For
Of
those
course.
who have
Yeah.
asked, is there going to be a official podcasters on Facebook podcast? So I am definitely thinking about that. It would, with over 85,000 people, the thing of the audience and the reach of that. So I'm definitely thinking about that. If you're interested in doing something like that, shoot me a DM on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or shoot me an email at mo@bestcgc.com. And, think about it and maybe we'll make it happen.
Thank you. I want to do a shout out, of course, to you, Mo
Thank you.
Train.
Shout out to
Also,
you.
Beverly. Beverly Explains It All, I believe. It's her podcast. And also Dawn Fobbs. She has a podcast where she got myself and a couple other women on. About 3 weeks ago. Really, really amazing podcaster. She does it with her daughter as well. And of course, Joe Green. He is from Vacaville, California, which is from when I'm originally from. I live in Southern California now. So do a shout out to your website and any call to action, and we'll close out.
Sure. So definitely, if you guys don't mind, check me out at TikTok at MoTrain. Instagram is MoTrain Eats. My YouTube is MoTrain Eats, and Facebook is MoTrain. But if you type in Google, type in MoTrain, about a million things pop up and you can find me. So definitely come check it out. And if you're a podcaster, please join the Podcasters on Facebook group. You'll get a lot of value out of it. That's one thing that I always speak about, presenting as much value as possible to people. You got to put it out there. And if you're an up and coming content creator, podcaster, think about that. Think about presenting people with value, just like yourself. You're presenting people with all kind of value with the different foodie days and the special days. That's a fantastic way for people really think. You know what? Maybe I'm going to celebrate today or celebrate this thing. So you're presenting a lot of value yourself. So props to you for doing that. And continued success for sure.
Yeah, thank you. And definitely stay tuned, guys, for my upcoming book. Monty Motrain will be in the podcast mastery. So we talk about the value of a podcast, the different tips, the do's and the don'ts. He's going to talk about audio and video, and I'm going to be covering, or actually just video. So my audio, I haven't done audio in quite a while. I've been doing the video this whole time through the StreamYard platform. Okay, and anything else you'd like to mention before we close out?
Go out there and eat something good today.
Yeah, pay it forward to a local restaurant. Make the time to pay it forward. And there's two things that are free, and that is doing a video testimonial and doing a written testimonial. Super crucial to, to be someone who's paying it forward in your community. All right, I'm gonna put you in
I
the green
recently
room.
did that for somebody actually.
Oh, you did?
Actually, there's
Yeah.
a new restaurant in the area. My development went in. It's pizza, because pizza around here is generally pretty.
Oh,
But
is it real?
with this place, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this place had fantastic. So I got on couple Facebook groups and did it. And there's probably been at least a couple hundred likes, comments all over the place. So it drives business to restaurants. It does. So as you said, get on there, put it out in a Facebook group, and be honest. Like I said, I'm not associated with anybody, but it was just so good that I said I got to jump online and got to put something out there. So yeah, do it if you can. And today, especially being Foodie Day, hook up a restaurant.
Definitely. And if you're a restaurant, you can use hashtag National Foodie Day. And what you can do, you could have someone go to Google and say you give them like a free appetizer, or you could have them use that hashtag just by dining there. Or maybe there's a special dish that you want them to promote. And yeah, doing a call to action for your business as a restaurant owner is super crucial. So I'm going to put you in the green room and just hang tight for 1 minute. All right, guys, make sure you go to the show notes. You could join the Facebook group, and also you could connect with Mo for his excellent training on upping your game as a podcaster. This is Cindy at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. And if you share this podcast at wherecindynow.com, that's WHERESCINDYNOW.com, you'll get my free bucket list ebook. Hope to see you at one of the foodie spots of the world.